Hey, good evening. I hope my voice is audible. Good evening. I hope my voice is audible. Can anyone confirm if my voice is audible? Yeah, it's audible. Thank you so much. So let's give, I think, half a minute more, and then we'll start our session on a topic which is clinical trial protocol and its importance and its amendments and all those stuff today. So this topic will be very interesting topic because most of clinical trial work will be done on only one topic, which is called as clinical trial protocol. So how clinical trial protocol is being developed and who are the parties who are involved, what is the importance of clinical trial protocol amendments and how the protocol amendments are being implemented in your clinical trials. So all those questions we are going to answer for today. So I think we should get started for this session. So first question, we will have some questions to be answered. So first question is, what is clinical trial protocol? So generally what we define clinical trial protocol is, it's a document, a comprehensive document which contains your objective, design, methodology, statistical consideration, and organization of trial. So as per your GCP, it says that it's a document which contains objective, design, methodologies, statistical consideration, and organization of trial. So, but research protocols most probably provide the concise, clear picture on the design, on the workflow, the flow of the patients, how they will take the drugs, how they will go for a treatment, how they will go for a follow up. So, all those details will be clear cut given in your design of the protocol. And they will be clearly mentioning what are the aims and objectives to be conducted and why you are conducting, how you are conducting, and where you are conducting. So all this kind of questions will be answered in your one document, which is called as clinical trial protocol. So now the first question which we will be answering is, before writing the protocol, is first, what are the aim of your trial? So why do you want to conduct, or what is the aim and objective of your clinical trial protocol or clinical trials? So you have to always remember your clinical trial objective should be SMART, which we call it as SMART. So SMART is, what do you have to have an objective is SMART. It's a full form which we will use it. So SMART, first, S stands for specific trials, M stands for measurable trials, A stands for achievable trials, it has to be achievable, and R stands for relevant trials, and T stands for within the time frame of the particular trial. So it is SMART, which we call it as what should be your objective or aim for the clinical trials. S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R stands for relevant, and T stands for time frames. So this is what you call it as what should be your aim of your clinical trial protocol. Now coming back to what exactly, why you want to conduct, where you want to conduct, and how you want to conduct. So this is what you have to understand: why you want to conduct, where you want to conduct, and how you want to conduct. So this comes as FINER, FINER. So one more time, this is also a full form where we call it as whether it is feasible, whether it is interesting to conduct, whether it is novel or new trial to be conducted, whether it is ethically correct or not, whether it is relevant or not. So FINER is why, where, and how. So why, where, and how is called as FINER. So FINER stands for feasible, interesting, novel, ethical, and relevant designs. Criteria have to be given in your final. So first one, objective of trial, aim of trial should be SMART, smart, and why, where, how it has to be final. So this is something which is called as the clinical trial protocol before you start writing. So the internal review of process of a protocol review should be very carefully considerations for the CDM team or SAS team or PV team or medical writing team. All the teams will be involved in development of clinical trial protocol before it is being submitted to regulatory bodies. Regulatory bodies is the one who approves this trial protocols, but before they approve it, so generally what we have to do it is, we have to go and do an internal very nice review, concise plan, what should be the action plan, what is the inclusion exclusion criteria, and what is the end points, and how the statistical considerations are being considered. Everything should be taken into consideration, and internal review should be very strong. Generally, clinical trial protocol is being developed by medical writers, reviewed and approved by IRB, IEC, and also by your regulatory bodies, and used by your investigator or site-specific team, and also the other teams who conducts the clinical trials. Now, what exactly protocol contains? Protocol contains, first one is action plan. The second one is guidance for conducting clinical trials. The action plan, the guidance for conducting clinical trial. If any interview question is being asked, why protocol, action plan, guidance for conducting clinical trials. The primary function of IRB IEC is to verify the clinical trial which was proposed is ethically correct and valid, and the regulations are being followed, and the rights and safety and well-being of trial subjects are being protected or not, then they will give your approval. So the primary function of IRB IEC is to ensure that studies meet the ethical and regulatory guidelines. The second one, whether the rights and welfare and the safety of the subjects are being protected or not. It's a responsibility of IRB and IEC. Now, purpose of clinical trial protocol. So it gives a clear-cut instructions that what is the objective, how you have to design and how you have to conduct a trial, and what should be the inclusion exclusion criteria, how to execute a trial, and also how to conduct a trial, how to ensure that the subjects' rights, safety, and well-being of trial subjects are being protected or not is being clearly given in your detailed protocol. And it's a single most important document. It's a single most important quality document or quality tool with respect to all aspects of clinical trial document. So it's a only single kind of a document. So now, as per your ICH GCP, most important question is, what is the content of protocol? What is the topics which are being included into a clinical trial protocol? So first one, they will be adding your title of study, so which we call it as general information, title of study. And the second one is background information, background about the disease and background about the drug. So what is the drug details, the available information about the preclinical and clinical, and also about the disease, you will have to add it. And the third section is objective or your aim or purpose of trial, why you want to conduct. And fourth one is design of the trial. Either it is open label or blinded, single, double, parallel study, crossover study, replicate study, or either it is decentralized study. All those details have to be clearly mentioned in your design of protocol. And subject selections and withdrawal criteria. Selections is inclusion and exclusion criteria. What inclusion criteria, exclusion criteria subject has to meet to participate into clinical trial. And the treatment of subjects, the available treatments, the treatment drug and placebo, and also the concomitant medication, prohibited medication, all details have to be given, that what treatments will be given, placebo will be given, rescue medication will be given, prohibited medications will be there. All these details will be given. And based on the objective, the assessment of efficacy and assessment of safety. The assessment of efficacy and assessment of safety, how it has to be done. Adverse events, how it has to be collected. How adverse event has to be collected also has to be clearly mentioned into your protocol. And then how the withdrawal of the subjects will be done, discontinuation of clinical trial subjects will be done, and statistical methodologies which are being used, the statistics which are being used, that how you are going to analyze the clinical trial data or information about your analysis for submission of regulatory bodies. And then quality assurance and quality control, ethics which are being included into your clinical trials, and schedule of assessment, the number of visits which are being included, how many visits you have to have, how many assessment you have to have, and data handling and record keeping, and also your safety reporting or concomitant medication reporting. All those information should be collected. So now, in a nutshell, what a protocol should contain: first, it should contain title page. Second, it should contain most important information, aims and objectives. Third, it should contain background information. Fourth, it should contain selection and withdrawal criteria or selection criteria, including inclusion criteria and exclusion criteria. Fifth, you have treatment of subjects. What are the possible treatment subjects will get, either treatment drug or placebo or test drug or reference drug. And then efficacies, assessment of efficacies and safeties and adverse events, schedule of assessment, discontinuation of subjects, withdrawal criteria, when subject can be terminated and when sponsor can terminate it, statistical analysis of statistics which is being involved for the sample size calculation or for final analysis, quality control and quality assurance, the ethics involved in it, and data handling and record keeping, and also publication policies and schedule of assessments. What are the visits you will have, and what are the assessments or the visits you have to conduct the criterias or assessments in particular visits. Like for example, in one visit you have to conduct vital signs, or you have to conduct the informed consent, or you have to conduct the medical history. Then you have to clearly mention that particular details. Now coming back to most interesting topic, which is called as protocol amendment. Once the protocol is approved by IRB, IEC and regulatory bodies, it will be put into life, which will be implemented for the subjects. And then you get a very nice word which is called as amendment to a protocol or protocol amendment. Any changes to an existing protocol in order to make sure that the statistical analysis or the right safety and well-being or the safety concerns are being raised, then I think you go for protocol amendment. If you are not getting enough subjects, or if you are having the protocol issues for conducting some assessments, or the right safety and well-being of trial subjects are being more in difficult, then you will go for a protocol amendment. So the reasons for protocol amendments, or the why protocol amendment is being done, is versioning of protocol, upversioning of protocol, revision of protocol to implement such as changes in inclusion criteria or data points or statistical considerations or endpoints, so that we can avoid the confusions and add more steady procedures for particularly conducting of clinical trial. That's what you call it as protocol amendment. Any modification to a protocol might impact the conduct of trial, because the version of the subject where patient has got enrolled will be version 1, but might be a newer version might come and the patient has to get into that particular version, and this impacts the ICF or CRF or any kind of a documents which is to be taken decision by the IRB and IEC and regulatory body. So any protocol revisioning or amendment should be reviewed and approved by your IRB, IEC and also regulatory bodies. Unless and until it is approved, you cannot implement the protocol amendments or protocol versioning. So what is protocol amendment? Is changes, formal changes into a protocol, in order to clear the confusions, in order to make sure that more subjects are being enrolled, in order to create more clarity on clinical trial. It is called as protocol amendment. And once protocol amendment is being done, there is a lot of confusions to be done, a lot of changes to be done. So those kind of changes is called as protocol amendment. And this protocol amendment should be reviewed and approved by IRB, IECs. So why we are doing it? To conduct a clinical trial, to make sure the potential benefit is increased, and also to make sure the efficacy endpoints and safety endpoints are being done particularly. So now all amendments has to be clearly tracked back. So track changes have to be there, highlighting the updated text, because we really don't know from version 2 to version 1 or version 3 to version 4 what are the changes we have. So track back changes have to be there, and updated highlighted text should be there, and summary of changes. In the first page itself, you give a clear-cut summary of changes on the top page, highlighting the tracked version for easily identification, saying that, okay, in this page, inclusion number 1 has been updated. Is this data has been changed? This is being updated so that we can get more subjects, and list of changes in order to make sure that the clear understanding is being done. So once the protocol version or protocol amendment is done, then all the respective documents which are associated to protocol will get updated. So either it is CCG, CRF completion guidelines, whether it is ICF, which is your informed consent form, or whether it is the CRF, which is case report forms, or sometimes it's a source document. If a new data is being added, then also you have to update all the respective documents which are associated with the protocol. So once the protocol is approved, then all the respective documents has to be approved, or all the documents has to be updated. And in case of inclusion exclusion criteria is impacted, or in informed consent form is being impacted, then you have to get approval of informed consent form, and also you have to get a new signature of the informed consent form from the subject. So latest version of informed consent also should be given to the subject. Based on it, it will be one more time subject will sign, and subject will continue to participate into clinical trial. So now I think I have spoken so much about protocol. So first thing, what is protocol? The document which describes about objective, design, methodology, statistical consideration and organization of trial. And the second one, Why protocol is important? Because protocol gives aims of the trial and objectives of the trial, and also how and when and where it has to be conducted. First aim, it has to be smart, and now where, when, and how it should be final. And what is the content of protocol? It includes your title page, aim, design, inclusion exclusion criteria, sample size, efficacy endpoints, safety endpoints, background information, subject selection criteria, inclusion exclusion criteria, withdrawal criteria, schedule of assessments, statistical considerations, adverse events reporting, and also the treatments available. All these details will be available in your contents of protocol. And then we spoke about much detailed about what is your protocol amendment and what are the changes to be done in protocol amendment. So they might ask questions on this. The interview based questions are straightforward. What is protocol? Content of protocol? Why protocol is important? So 3 questions. Fourth question, what is protocol amendment? And if protocol amendment is being done, protocol versioning is being done, how to identify the protocol amendments? Highlighting the text and giving a summary pages, list of all changes, providing into one summary documents. And then they might ask questions that what are the list of documents which get updated or which get impacted with respect to your protocol. So these are most repeatedly asked interview based questions, and I have covered what is protocol and what is protocol amendment, why protocol, inclusion exclusion criteria, and action plans. I have spoken more about protocol amendments and how to identify the protocol amendments also. So I think I'll hold for a minute, and if any questions are there from the viewers, you guys can put the questions to me so that I can handle these questions quickly for a minute, or else we are good to discuss about what is protocol and who reviews it, who approves it, and why protocol is important. So protocol is a document which is being developed by medical writer or sponsor. Protocol is a document which will be reviewed and approved by IRB, IEC, and regulatory body. Protocol is a document which will be approved or which will be used by your probably one person who is called as regulatory authorities. I think we have some couple of questions. How do we provide sufficient site coordination and collaboration in multi-center trials? See, we should understand one of the most important challenge which we have is conducting multi-center trials. So the multi-center trials is the different sites are being taken and different investigator locations are being taken, and when you have multiple sites, the same protocol to be implemented is very difficult. So now strong relationship, very open communication, nice trainings, investigator and all the site staff are being on to one page which is called as clinical trial protocol, and also all stakeholders of that particular site's multi-center trials on same page on protocol. Why a lot of confusion happens is because multi-center trials, different investigator understand a protocol in different way. So provide comprehensive trainings, support to staff, understanding about the protocol and its requirement and data collection methods, and also standard implementation of protocol. Regular meetings should be done, regular training should be done, and centralized management system like CDMS or CDMS or EDC system should be taken care into consideration. So now I'll rephrase the word. How can we provide the site coordination and collaboration when it is multi-center? So different sites are there. So first thing what you have to do is coordination is important, the training is important, comprehensive support is important, and regular meetings is important. Use of electronic systems like EDC and CTMS is more important for us to particularly understand that how you are conducting the multi-center clinical trials. So I think I have answered that question. And my next question is, how can we keep the patient recruitment and retention? So this is most difficult question to be understood. What happens in particularly when you are doing your clinical trial, one of the most difficult challenges how you can get the patient, and once you get the patient, how you can make retention. Getting a patient is targeted marketing and recruitment strategies like patient registries or real world data or social media platforms, or also identifying the potential participants by using EHR and EMR data. All these things, identifying the exact subject is recruiting. The second one is engaging the patient for your retention. So engagement of a patient is so important that the patient does not go out of a trial and patient comes into trial and says that, okay, I will give the benefit and I am getting the benefit, and he should understand what is the objective and benefits and efficacies and safeties, so that he gets engaged into clinical trial. So there are two things. One is recruitment of subjects, the second one is retention. Recruitment, you can use social media platforms, individual patient based real world studies and registries. And second one, engagement. So going into the engagements is so important that we can perform your more into clinical trial kind of criterias where they can engage ourselves. So I think I have taken a couple of questions also. And what is protocol, content of protocol, how protocol has been developed, why protocol is important, what is protocol amendment, and how protocol amendment is being conducted, and what are the different aspects of protocol amendment. Also, I have spoken in a couple of questions. How do we provide the sufficient site coordination and collaboration by using trainings, regular meetings, EDC system, CDMS system, and also how do we plan the patient recruitment and retention. One is recruitment is by using social medias or real world studies or registries, and second one is engagement by using different kind of incentives or providing the efficacies or explaining the patient to be part of clinical trial. I think with this, I close my session for clinical trial protocol and amendment, and we'll be meeting for one more session next week. Thank you so much. A nice, wonderful weekend.